everyone, it's Zoe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope everyone's had a great week so far. So for today's video, I'll just be showing you guys how I do my makeup every day before school. Now, I do this when I can't see really, so it's kind of just like a everyday kind of basic, not too crazy look that anybody can do. I'm not going to be doing any eyeshadow because I normally don't wear eyeshadow to school unless it's for a special occasion, if I have a presentation or something after school. So for today, I'll just kind of be doing just like a basic everyday look. So I just went ahead and I pinned my hair back, so I'm just gonna start off with skin. Now skin is probably the thing I do most for school, like the thing I put the most effort into, just because I want to make sure I don't have any pimples showing, my skin looks nice and fresh. So I'm just gonna start off by taking some Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. I absolutely love this primer. I don't know, it's just so good. I take about 1.5 pumps, and I kind of just do a few dots all over my face, just to make sure it evens out my skin and gives myself a nice base before foundation. I do recommend this primer if you have acne, especially if you're a teenager, because it does help treat acne as well, and it also gives just a really good base for your foundation. So I'm just going to kind of rub it in all over, focus on the areas where I have the most acne, so on my cheeks, my chin, and in my T-zone. Alright, now that that's done, it's time to move on to foundation. So if you haven't already seen last week's video, I tested out different beauty sponges from this company called Axia. Now they're super great beauty sponges, I love them all, and I'm actually now incorporating them in my everyday beauty routine. So for foundation and concealer, I use the Octagon brush while it's wet, and I'm just gonna take the Sephora Collection 10-Hour Longwear Foundation in shade 22 Light. I'm just gonna take 2 pumps of this onto my hand. If I'm going for a little more full coverage look for the day, I will sometimes add in a little bit of the Morphe Fluidity or just use more of this one from Sephora. But overall, the Sephora Collection one does a really good job of making your skin look neutral, which I like for school, and it's not too heavy. It is medium to full coverage, so it does do the job, and it doesn't make it look cakey, I find, which I really like. I hate it when foundation looks cakey. So I'm just taking this and I'm just gonna dab it all over my skin. Just making sure I cover all the areas. Now, sometimes I do forget to or miss blending a spot, so I do just check with my glasses afterwards. I don't show that on camera, so sometimes you might see a little blob of foundation that I missed, but I do just fix that off camera before I move on to concealer. And I just make sure I get it on my eyelids too. This is a little base just to make sure that my skin looks nice and even. Okay, now that I think is blended, I'll just check quickly with my glasses. I'm gonna move on to concealer. All right, so now that the foundation's done, it's time to move on to concealer. Now I actually use 2 concealers every day, the Maybelline Fit Me and the NARS Soft Matte. Now I use 2 because I like the Maybelline one for under my eyes, and I like the NARS one to cover up pimples. So I start with the Maybelline one, and this is shade 20, and I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes. It does look like it goes on dark, but for some reason when I blend it, it lightens it out. I don't really know why. So I'm just gonna take the Axia sponge with the angle here and just put it right under my eye. This blender is perfect for the under eye concealer. The angle on the blender just fits perfectly right under the eye. All right, now that that's blended, I'm gonna take the teardrop one from Axia. And I'm actually gonna use it damp when I cover up pimples. And I'm just gonna cover up the pimples on my chin, on my cheeks here, and just right here on my forehead. Take some of this, dab it all around. I really recommend this concealer if you just want something to cover up pimples. I have been always looking for new ones to try to cover up pimples well, so leave a comment down below if there's a concealer that you really like that covers up pimples well. If there's something better than this one, I would love to try it. Alright, now that that's all on, I'm just going to take my e.l.f. beauty sponge here and kind of just buff it out just to make sure everything's nice and flat and blend it in. This one is wet. Alright, now that that's done, it's time to bronze our face. So I'm not going to really contour my face today just because I don't want it to look too high glam. I'm just going to put a little bit of color on my face, just using a little bit of the Palladio bronzer, and I believe this is shade Nude Beach with an M437 brush. Can open this. So I'm just going to take a little bit, not too much, tap off the excess, and kind of just bronze up my face a little bit just to give it back a little bit of color. So I'm just going to put this right under my cheekbone. Not really focusing too much to chisel up my face, and kind of just to give my face a little bit of color back. I really like this bronzer. It blends super well, and it kind of just gives your face that nice little bronzy feel. Now I do always check with my glasses just to make sure the bronzer's blended in, because sometimes bronzer can look splotchy, kind of like a spray tan, and you can kind of just fix it. If your bronzer or contour ever is not perfect in some places, or you find it a little too harsh, what I recommend is actually just taking the beauty blend you use for your concealer and foundation, kind of just going back over again, just to kind of smooth it out a little bit. Another thing that also helps is translucent powder to kind of mutin it a bit. So now I'm just going to take the same brush and kind of just blend it out even more, because I don't want it to be too harsh. Alright, now that is it for bronzer. It's time to move on to the next step. Alright, so now I'm going to do my brows, and I'm just going to take some of the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, kind of just to set them in place a little bit. I just realized I can put my glasses on for this step. So I don't really use a lot of the gel, it's kind of just to make sure they stay in place. And then I'm going to fill them in with brow powder. Alright, that's pretty good. It doesn't have to really be perfect, it's just school. So as you guys know, I use an eyeshadow to fill in my brows. I know it's kind of different. This is the Morphe 35O palette, and I'm just going to take an eyebrow brush here. This one's actually made out of bamboo. It's by the brand Eco Tools, and I really like it. It's good for the environment, and I love using a lot of their brushes. So I'm just dipping into this shade right here and just kind of fill in my brows. My brows are a lot darker at the front, so I kind of just like to fill in the tail, especially on this brow because I am missing some hair, which is kind of weird, like right there. It's kind of like I have a little slit. I kind of just like to fill that in. Okay, see, nothing too crazy, just kind of just dark them up a little bit. And now I'm just gonna pop on some mascara. So I'm just gonna take this lash curler here and just quickly curl my lashes a little bit. And now there is a little mascara already on that I wasn't able to take off, but normally my lashes are clean, and I'm going to use the same mascara that I already used, which is the Benefit They're Real mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. I don't know, it is just so good. It's one of the only ones that I use. It helps keep your lashes curled, and I like it also because it's nice and black, and it's really volumizing and makes your lashes look a lot longer than they are, considering mine are very, very short. And it also doesn't clump, which I really like. There's sometimes a little clump on the end, which you might just have to take off, but it does not clump on your lashes. Alright, now that that's done, we're just going to finish off our face, and then we'll be back with the final thoughts. So just so my face doesn't kind of fall off during the day, I'm just going to take a little bit of the by Pores Translucent Powder, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my chin and under my eyes and on my forehead, just to kind of make sure that all the liquids on our face are set. I don't have time to bake my face in the morning. I wish I did. But yeah, I just kind of take this big brush in here and kind of just brush it around a bit just to make sure everything is nice and set in place. The only thing with this powder that I don't like is it is very, like a very, very powdery. It's all over my lap. So I do recommend being very careful with this powder. Now the very last step here is highlight. I'm just going with some Becca Opal highlighter. A glow is something that I really like adding to every makeup look. It just kind of makes your face look a whole lot brighter, and just, you know, when you smile, it looks nice in the light. I don't know. I've always liked highlighter. It's one of my favorite steps in my makeup routine. It just brings life to a look. All right, we're done. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to do so. And be sure to like this week's video and comment any other video ideas that you might have below so I can keep making content for you guys. Like, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you next week. Bye. Jokes, I'm back. Just kidding. We forgot the last important step. Chapstick. I feel like every high school girl loves chapstick. This is Carmex and birthday cake. All right, now we're done. See you next week. Bye.